Welcome back. Thanks a lot for staying with us. In a move that is being seen as historic, the Board of Control for Cricket in India today made a big announcement, stating that the match fee for both men and women contracted cricketers will now be the same. The BCCI Secretary Jay Shah has confirmed that the contracted senior women's cricketers will earn the same match fee as their male counterparts. Indian women will now get 15 lakhs for tests, 6 lakhs for the ODIs and 3 lakhs for T20s. The decision comes just days after it was decided in the BCCI AGM. The first season of women's IPL will be played in 2023. My colleague Mari Shakil spoke to former captain of the Indian women cricket team, Mithali Raj, on this historic move. Let's listen in.
This gender pay parity is something that has been in demand for long, Mithali. Would you say it's coming late, or are you one of those who will be saying better late than never?
Well, I would say I am the later one, better late than never. But I personally also feel that for all the changes to happen in the right direction, it is one step at a time. Nothing happens overnight, and you can't expect all the changes to happen at once. So like when the central contract happened, and then slowly things have started to roll for women's cricket. And today we get to see equal match fees for the girls. And slowly there will be many more decisions like that coming in the future. But women's cricket has its own journey as a sport it had, And if we want women's cricket to be currently where men's cricket stands, this is a huge impetus in the right direction, I would say.
It has started, of course, with that announcement, Mithali. It says that match fee for both men and women cricketers will be the same, which is 15 lakh rupees for test and 6 lakhs for ODI. But there are several other categories as well. Would you be raising questions as to what happens to that? Because BCCI has 4 categories for men, which includes an A+ category where men get 7 crore, and there's no A+ category at all in women cricket.
See, I think first I would like to enjoy this huge, big decision and see, what sort of a impact it is going to have overall, just not limiting to the team or to the current national players or national side. But in terms of the expanding the pool of players, how young girls take up the sport, or what sort of a ratio of girls will be keen to get into the sport, because the sport slowly is turning into a complete professional career for girls who are very passionate to take up cricket as a profession, and how it will change the landscape of women's cricket in terms of market and viewership. Of course, there's huge viewership in the past few years. The sport has its own fan base. Women's cricket has its own fan base. Players are managed by there are many sports management agencies. They are household names, they endorse brands. So I think everything slowly is falling into place. So I will not look into what else has to happen. But yes, there's one thing that I thoroughly wish, that the Indian team should go on to win an ICC tournament. That would be a huge thing, along with all these developments.
Let me also now bring in senior sports journalist Vimal Kumar, who in fact is joining us from Sydney. Vimal, always a pleasure speaking to you. How do you see this historic move? It had been a long-standing demand from players and athletes that if we do exactly the same, why aren't we paid at the same level? Do you then think that this will now set an example for other sports to follow as well?
I think, first of all, see, this is a historic move, no doubt about it. Over the last few years, there have been a great demand of women's sports, especially women's cricket, and the way our cricketers have performed. They reached the World Cup final twice in the last couple of years, if you look at it in ODI and T20 as well. So, and there is a greater interest in women's cricket, and we are now that next year there will be IPL. But I think this move by BCCI Secretary Jay Shah will, establish him. Already he has done a lot of wonderful things for BCCI, selling IPL rights and all that. But this thing will show that his vision for Indian cricket. I think that will. This was one demand everyone was expecting. Why women are not treated equally? And I am told, when this news was, when the Indian cricketer came after winning the match against Netherlands, someone just read this news and there was a applause from the Indian players on this news. So you can imagine, even Indian players, male counterparts, they were expecting this kind of things must happen. What it will do, I think, what it will do, this move, it will encourage a lot of parents and a lot of players to
Correct.
come, because now, see,
that's exactly what I wanted to understand. For the longest time, because a lot of these players, possibly, some of them come from smaller towns and villages, it's not easy for them to make it big, and everybody would like to have some sort of financial stability and security as they catch, as they build and work towards catching their dreams as well. Taking on from what you were saying, do you then think this will be a big push from parents also having that confidence, and more importantly, you will now have a lot more money coming in as far as women's cricket is concerned from advertisers and others as well?
Definitely, and I must tell you, over the last few months, I have visited several academies where now women's cricketers are coming. And what I have noticed so far, the percentage of girls which are coming, almost 80% girls are coming from less privileged background. It was case earlier when you don't have any option, people come from those background.
Yeah.
But you can definitely see that, and especially the middle class, the urban Indians, they will be opting, because they were not, especially they were going for the boys were going for cricket as career, because there is a glamour, money and everything. Now you can see the same thing. The numbers will increase, and why not? India is a powerhouse in men's cricket, despite not winning the ICC Global Trophy for so many years. Overall, if you look at the Indian cricket is a huge thing. The only thing where they are lagging from the likes of New Zealand and Australia, women's cricket, they are not competing at their level, whether it's in terms of the players' availability, resources, or fitness, or anything, and a lot more things. So I think the BCCI has realized, to become a world force, truly world force, they need to have a good team, both as in the men's section as well as
Sure.
women's section.
Women, I also want to understand, we've spoken about what this move will mean for the sport at large, for advertisers, tournaments, so on and so forth. But what will this move mean for the players themselves? How much impact will it have on them? Because till now, as I said, there was always this grievance that if we're putting in the same amount of hard work, why is there such a big gap between us and our male counterparts? With that gap now being bridged, how much impact will it have as far as the player's mindset is concerned?
I think if you see the remarkable turnaround, I remember the story of Diana Adolji. She approached N. Srinivasan, former BCCI president, regarding women's cricket, that it should come under BCCI umbrella. It is not more than a decade old story. And Srinivasan refused to meet her, and he told specifically, and these are not my quotes, Diana Adolji's quote, who was part of a committee of administration 2 years back. He said, I don't want women's cricket to be part of men's cricket in BCCI. That was the day, and today we have the day. So in 10 years, we need to give credit to a lot of people. Diana Adolji herself, she has been a legend of women's sports, and when she came to the committee of administration as one of the members, she also pushed a lot of things. A lot of people may not appreciate her way of working. There were issues, but credit must be given to her.
Absolutely. Credit where it's due, and we're really hoping that this will also pave the way for other sports as well. Vimal, always a pleasure speaking to you. We're wrapping that conversation there, slipping into a very short break, coming back with lots more.